Hey guys, Phreak Mushroom here. Nice Sunday afternoon. It's really windy out coming from the west. I wish I could open my window here, but it's just slightly chilly. I'm your host, Phreak Mushroom, thriving and surviving in the harshest conditions. And I think today I want to cover missing 411 because you see, folks, when I research something, I really stick with it until I get the entire grasp of it. And it hasn't really taken me that long, less than a year for missing 411. Now, if you don't know, missing 411 is a gentleman named Dave Pilates. And Dave Pilates, I don't know if he's still a MUFON member, but at one time was a part of MUFON, or is a part of MUFON, which is a government-controlled UFO group. It's come out that it's a disinfo organization to steer people away from research into UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call them. Okay. But I believe I have the answer for all these missing people in the United States. So if you stick around, in the end, I'll tell you. Or as we progress, I will fill in the cracks. So Dave Pilates, Can-Am, Canada, I think. I don't know. It's Can-Am. That's what his website is. And you could just look up his name on YouTube, Dave Pilates, or type in missing 411 and he'll come up right away. In any case, great storyteller. Man is so sincere when he talks. So nice. As I said, Dave belonged to MUFON at one time. He's ex-police officer, served in a few different cities, and I believe he might have military background as well. In any case, I've been watching Dave for just over a year, if not longer, and I find his cases to be quite interesting, because these people are just up and disappearing. I mean, the elk hunting guy goes, gone, gun, shoes, clothing, everything. Okay. Now, old lady berry picking with her husband. He turns around for 2 seconds, turns back, she's gone. What's going on? Okay. Now, my conclusion at the end is not in any way saying that something supernatural is not going on. But I'm going to present the most logical explanation for what I believe is going on. And if you simply connect the dots, like I have, you'll see it makes a lot of sense. Okay? Now, Dave covers actual police cases, which makes them interesting. However, you have to realize, folks, that it's not what these people are telling us. It's if you listen to what they're not telling us. Okay? As an example, Dave has 3 movies out. Missing 411, Missing 411 The Hunted, and he just came out with one called Missing UFO Invasion, or Alien Invasion, something like that. That's on Amazon, and you can buy it or rent it to watch. And I've already seen it, and I'll already tell you, again, it's not what they're saying, it's what they're not saying. Dave Pilates comes off as a very highly intelligent man, and I don't doubt he isn't. Okay? Dave, if you catch this or catch wind of this, dude, I got a lot of respect for you, brother. You know, but I got a lot of answers for you, too. And I really wish you to be honest with your viewers, and I'll be happy to speak with you. In his latest movie, he clearly shows several times a triangle UFO with 3 dome lights underneath it. Folks, this was shown on X-Files Season 10, Episode 1 to the whole public in reality. They actually showed one sitting in a bay, and you can watch it. It's online. Go back, look. Watch Episode 10, Season 10, Episode 1. And I want you to know right now, I had nothing to do with writing that script. But it's awful odd that everything that they said in that script is exactly what I'm slowly going to reveal to you. Not today, but in any case. So, as I said, some of these cases are fantastic. Like I said, an elderly couple goes berry picking, husband turns around, turns back, wife is gone. In fact, they found that body. They actually found that body, and that, I believe, happened in Arizona, and they found her upside down in a lake, in a stream of water, like supposedly, according to Dave, not enough to drown in. But if you were laying face down in it and already passed out, yes, you would drown in it. And she was naked. And this was like a 76-year-old lady, I think, or somewhere in her 70s. In any case, I've listened in a year, I've listened to at the least 365 videos, but I can tell you not that many, probably 200. At least, I can honestly say I've watched at least over 100 of Dave's videos. One thing that is never, ever said is that a satanic cult was responsible for one of these people missing. Now, Dave would say to me, well, that would be a murder case, so I wouldn't get involved with that. That's not a missing case. Well, folks, I'm sure there are plenty of cases where there was a satanic ritual performed and they cleaned up after themselves. However, the DNA was found on the altar stone. Okay? Why hasn't Dave at least thrown one of these stories in, even if it's disinfo? It would make it interesting. It would make it honest. He's going for viewers and monetization. Just throwing it out there, folks. Throwing it out there. Why aren't the satanic cults ever responsible for anybody missing? Interesting. Now, Dave will point out 5 points to all these missing cases. They're called something points. Can't think of them. One is close to water. One is point of separation. One is dogs can't find a scent. I don't want to give you dishonest things, so I'm going to go with I can't remember the last 2. Okay. However, Dave has covered some cases where kids have gone missing, but the kids are found. In one case, kids were found, a brother and a sister were found in a, if you can picture it, it's kind of a hut built out of thin twigs, thin rods, very young trees. It's a very makeshift shanty, and they found 2 kids down in there. Now, there wasn't, just to get off of Dave for a minute, there was another case where somebody went walking in the woods and he heard a girl crying, but he didn't see anything, but he saw a large bundle of sticks and like debris, and after researching, he found a secret entrance to the inside where a child molester, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but had kidnapped the children and placed them there, and they had been there for 6 years, folks. 6 years in the woods. This sick pervert, whatever, that we're led to believe, again, was taking care of these children. And they were found and rescued and saved and returned to the family, and life goes on. Okay? Back to missing 411. Child goes missing from a farm, and overnight, in less than 10 hours, walks 12 miles, and the kid's less than 4 years old. Les Stroud from Survivor Man from Canada, very famous guy, very endearing man, very sincere man, love his videos, okay? But then again, remember folks, he's ex-military, he's saying what they want him to say, so is he really being sincere? Okay? He set up with a crew from the farm at night to try to track the 12 miles that this child tracked. I think in New Mexico, not sure, but New Mexico, Oklahoma, somewhere in that area. The kid went up like this, 2 miles, and over 8 miles this way. And they found the child. He was dirty, he was dressed, but no shoes. No shoes. Les Stroud, halfway in at midnight, told the crew, this is nuts. We're going to stop doing this because this is impossible. There's just no way this kid could have traveled. Okay? Now, in some cases, in the past, there were families that needed money. And they would be approached by certain gentlemen and offered cash to take their child out for an ice cream cone. Do the research. Never hear about these cases. Child's returned, traumatized, not knowing who they can talk to, who they can trust. And life goes on. But not said by Dave. Dave doesn't cover this. This is history, folks. Dave has covered a case from 1847, I believe. It's the oldest case I've heard from him. And that's probably up in Oregon or in Washington State. Okay. But most of these missing are in clusters. Clusters, small little areas. Make a note of that. Made in clusters. In national parks across the United States. And Dave is police and ex-military. And I'm guessing that this is his number. Okay, if you see it. But here's where it gets big, folks. It is common knowledge that the military has tunnels underneath the United States and military bases, which the acronym is DUMBS, D-U-M-B-S, Deep Underground Military Bases. Now, did you know that it is highly illegal for any country, any university to use human beings in experiments that will harm them. I guess I got to add those words. That will harm them. Well, isn't every experiment a possibility of harming somebody? Think about it. In any case, the governments haven't given up on experimenting people like they did on Montauk Point out on Long Island. Research it, MK Ultra. So what if perhaps they've learned how to kidnap them better? Like, say, through fake UFO abductions. MILABS, acronym MILABS, MILABS, 80s, RFID chips. So there's tunnels underneath the United States. And you can pull up a map on Google of these tunnels underneath the United States. Now, for a fact, there is a tunnel underneath Area 51 in Nevada that goes from Nevada up to the Department of Energy in Washington State by Yakima County, I believe. And the Hanford nuclear reactor, which is the oldest nuclear reactor in the United States. Now, Area 51 is kind of located in the middle of the United States, in the West. They have tunnels underneath America. Area 51, the next connect, would probably be the Denver airport. The next connect would probably be the Craft Caves in Missouri, which then go from underneath all the way to Langley and to DC, and then to New York and down to Florida and down to the major cities like Atlanta and Florida. So if there's underground tunnels and underground bases, they need ventilation, shafts that come up from under the ground to above the ground. Now, if you were to place them out in the public, some idiot like me might come across one and question it. But if you could hide it as a cell phone dressed as a tree, or a tree in a forest, like Hogan's Heroes. Watch the beginning of Hogan's Heroes. They come out of a tree stump. Yeah. What if 6 guys dressed as the Predator, good old Hollywood, dressed as aliens, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, came up out of the air tunnel in a national park and stalked a hunter and kidnapped him? Now, folks, these are military. They're trained to clean up after themselves, leave no traces. Okay? SEAL teams, right? Isn't that SEAL teams? Get in, get out. Just saying. And wait a minute. Aren't they happening in clusters? Which is like a ventilation shaft here, a ventilation shaft here, where these people are disappearing around the ventilation shaft and nobody's finding anything because the ventilation shaft is hidden, disguised as a tree. So Dave Pilates, come on. I challenge you. I challenge you to come and debate, because this is the obvious answer of missing 411. Don't do something so long that you allow people to research you and find flaws in your research. Because, Dave, to be honest with you, I'm a degreed astrophysicist and astronomer, along with a degreed computer programmer, just to mention a few things. And it takes people less than 10 minutes to consider me a nut, and what I'm talking about, I'm an idiot. But the few people that listen to me know that I'm making sense, and know that I would never lie to you, and never sleight of hand you, okay, as Mr. Pilates is doing. And a few other channels along the way are doing the same thing. And folks, if you want to learn like this, how I just educated you by leading you down the rabbit hole and following the path, I'm in no way discrediting you, Dave. Again, I have the highest respect for you because I like what you do. I like the information that you're putting out. I have to decipher through it, but I also realize as a logical, educated man that you can edit it and that you're telling me only the things that you're either allowed to tell me or you're withholding evidence and cutting out certain things. Folks, I may forget things, and you might find flaws in things I say, because sometimes I'm dyslexic. I might get a date backwards, or, in my planet, where I talk about how the sun goes straight up and down rather than around, I mentioned star, and I said the wrong name. I believe I said Regulus. I said something else. But in any case, know that even I can make mistakes. And I realize I make mistakes. And even more so, Dave, I know that I know nothing because I can only go by what I'm being told. And I know the people that are telling me things are lying to me. The only person that isn't lying to me, that are telling me things, is me. And how am I doing it? By merely being Sherlock Holmes and putting the pieces together. I've stopped putting jigsaw puzzle pictures together of one pretty picture, and now I'm able to take jigsaw puzzle pieces from everywhere and make a map of the world and see what's really going on, or at least what I believe is really going on. If you made it this far, I love you. I thank you. I hope I've made sense to you, and you can see that I'm trying to be sincere in giving you the information without attacking Dave, because Dave's just doing what his job is on the planet as I'm doing my job on the planet. And yay, we merely all live along in this hologram that's not a round world or a flat world, but a hologram electromagnetic world. And if you stay tuned, I will teach you more on that, because that is what I'm really known for and what my real passion is, astronomy and electromagnetism. But this has been Phreak Mushroom. If you can help out with a donation, that'd be awesome, because I could use some new clothes, some nice backdrop, whatever. You don't have to. I also compose music under the same name as the channel here, without the two, Beyond Level Motion on Spotify. Just head over there, listen to a few of my songs. They'll toss me a few pennies, and every cent helps, folks. I really appreciate it. I got a website called the Planetary Peace Foundation. That's where I put all the information that I've gathered together. Hopefully you'll find it as a useful source of information. Quick place to go, to find everything: or earthquakes, nuclear reactors, planets, emergency map, everything. Cooking tip. You need a cooking tip? What's that plane going over my head? Look, there. Love you all. just love you all. I'm a human being with a heart and a mind. I don't care what color my skin is. I don't care what religion you are. I do care what country you come from and your heritage, but I'm interested in people with hearts and minds. And if you're watching this video and you have a friend next door that you believes like you in a heart and mind system as opposed to a tags division, can you please show them my video so that they can maybe tell their friends and I'm not wasting my time? Because I've got one comment and over 50 views. So again, please hit like, subscribe, leave a comment. I love feedback. I love a good debate. And may soft path to you and your family. Stay healthy, safe. Don't believe anything you hear. Research everything. And always laugh. Always laugh. May peace rest on your heart and soul. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.